When economies collapse, history shows us that cash can quickly lose its value and everyday items become the real currency. During the Great Depression, people bartered with tobacco and alcohol instead of carrying around worthless dollars. Fast forward to Venezuela's economic meltdown, where a single pack of brand-name condoms costs over $70, while the monthly minimum wage is just $4. When money fails, the value of seemingly ordinary items skyrockets. In this video, we're diving into 12 surprising things that could be worth a fortune in the next economic collapse. Some of these might sound ridiculous now, but trust me, you'll want to stock up before it's too late. If you're ready to think ahead and prepare for the unexpected, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's get into it. Point 12. The vision advantage. Let's start with an item that seems almost laughable until you understand the fragility of modern life: cheap reading glasses. When an economic collapse disrupts global supply chains, vision correction becomes a critical vulnerability that very few people are prepared for. Consider this. A significant portion of the adult population relies on some form of vision correction to perform daily tasks, from reading essential documents to carrying out their jobs. In a crisis, the ability to see clearly isn't a convenience. It's a fundamental survival tool. The complex infrastructure required for prescription eyewear, optometrists, lens manufacturers, and international shipping will likely be one of the first systems to falter. This is where simple, non-prescription reading glasses become invaluable. Think about the supply chain. The vast majority of reading glasses, those you find in dollar stores and pharmacies for a handful of dollars, are manufactured overseas, primarily in China. Any major geopolitical event, trade disruption, or logistical breakdown in Pacific shipping routes will immediately halt the flow of these goods. The existing inventory on store shelves becomes the entire supply for the foreseeable future. People don't stockpile reading glasses because they operate under the assumption of constant availability. This assumption is a critical error in a long-term crisis scenario. When someone who needs glasses to function breaks their only pair, they won't have the luxury of ordering a new one online or visiting their local optometrist. They will be desperate. This desperation creates immense barter value. A person who needs +2.0 magnification to read instructions, repair equipment, or even sight a weapon will not be able to function effectively without it. Their productivity and safety are immediately compromised. A $15 pair of reading glasses purchased today could easily be worth a week's worth of food, a full tank of gasoline, or essential medical supplies to someone in that position. You aren't exploiting their misfortune. You are providing a solution to a debilitating problem that allows them to remain a productive member of their family or community. By investing a small amount of money now in a variety of common strengths, from +1.0 to +3.5, you are holding a high-value, low-weight asset. Unlike food or water, which are consumed, a pair of glasses is a durable good that solves a persistent problem, making its perceived value much higher than its initial cost. Furthermore, they have secondary uses. They can be used to start fires by concentrating sunlight, act as protective eyewear during manual labor, and enable detailed work like sewing or electronics repair for those with aging eyesight. In a world stripped of modern conveniences, the ability to see clearly is a decisive advantage. Point 11. The miracle in a jar. Hiding in plain sight in every pharmacy and supermarket is a substance so common it's completely overlooked as a strategic asset: petroleum jelly. A large tub costs next to nothing, yet it possesses a staggering number of survival applications that become critical when society breaks down. Its value isn't just in one function, but in its incredible versatility. Historical precedents, like the 2001 Argentine economic crisis, have shown that this simple product can become a de facto currency in areas where specialized goods are no longer available or affordable. Its utility spans medical, mechanical, and general survival needs, making it a compact powerhouse of preparedness. Let's explore the practicalities. In a scenario where fuel is scarce or prohibitively expensive, people will walk. A lot. This sudden increase in physical activity leads to painful chafing and blisters, which can become debilitating or even infected without proper care. Petroleum jelly is a perfect preventative, creating a friction-free barrier on the skin. This single use case can be the difference between mobility and being laid up. Its waterproofing capabilities are also essential. A small amount can waterproof matches, protect electrical connections from corrosion, and keep tinder dry. If you smear it on cotton balls, you create compact, reliable fire starters that will burn for several minutes, even in damp conditions. This is a crucial advantage when starting a fire quickly is necessary for warmth, cooking, or signaling. The medical applications are where petroleum jelly truly shines in a grid-down environment. It can be used to treat minor burns, soothe chapped skin, and prevent windburn. It creates a protective moisture barrier over wounds or bed sores, a critical function when professional medical care is unavailable. In a situation where even basic supplies like adhesive bandages are reused, it can help remove sticky residue from skin without causing further irritation. For parents, it's an effective barrier cream to prevent diaper rash when disposable diapers are being stretched to their absolute limit. The psychological aspect of bartering this item is also perfect. Everyone recognizes it, and its benefits are immediately obvious once pointed out. It doesn't require a long explanation. A person suffering from cracked, painful hands due to harsh soaps and cold water will instantly understand the relief a small amount can provide. Because it has no expiration date if stored properly away from extreme heat, a tub purchased today is just as effective in 20 years. This makes it a stable, non-degrading form of currency that solves dozens of real-world problems. Point 10. The precision instrument. This next item costs absolutely nothing, yet it can become one of the most important tools for ensuring your family's health in a crisis. The simple medicine dropper. You can easily acquire them by asking friends or family with young children to save the empty ones that come with infant medications. In a crisis scenario where municipal water systems fail or become contaminated, water purification becomes a non-negotiable daily chore. The most common and effective methods involve using precise amounts of household bleach or iodine to kill pathogens. This is where the medicine dropper transforms from a piece of plastic trash into a vital scientific instrument for survival. The process of chemical water purification is a science of dosage. According to guidelines from organizations like FEMA, you need to add a specific number of drops of bleach per gallon of water. Too little, and you risk contracting serious illnesses like cholera or dysentery from contaminated water. Too much, and you not only waste a finite and precious resource, bleach, but you can also make the water unpalatable or even harmful to drink. In a high-stress situation, trying to pour a precise amount from a large bleach container is nearly impossible and guarantees waste. A medicine dropper allows you to count out the exact number of drops needed, ensuring your water is safe to drink and that your supply of purification chemicals lasts as long as possible. This is an item that no one thinks to stockpile. People focus on storing water filters, bleach, and large containers, but they completely overlook the tool needed to properly administer the solution. When the water stops flowing from the tap and every drop from the rain barrel needs to be purified, the demand for a tool that offers precision and conservation will skyrocket. A shoebox full of 50 droppers, collected for free, suddenly becomes a treasure chest. You'll be able to trade a single dropper for items that others spent significant money on, like canned goods or batteries. They solve a critical problem that many people won't anticipate until it's too late. Beyond water purification, these droppers have other uses, such as administering small, precise doses of liquid medicines or tinctures, transferring fuel into small lighters, or applying lubricating oil to delicate mechanical parts. They represent a classic case of having the one small, overlooked tool that everyone suddenly needs to make their other preparations work effectively. Point 9. The ultimate multi-tool. There is a substance in your kitchen pantry right now that could be one of the most powerful bartering assets in a post-collapse world: baking soda. Costing only a few dollars for a large box, this humble white powder has a list of uses so extensive it's almost hard to believe. In a long-term depression or societal breakdown, the manufactured goods we rely on for hygiene, cleaning, and first aid will disappear from shelves. Baking soda steps in to replace dozens of these products, making it an incredibly dense store of value and utility. Its indefinite shelf life when kept dry means it's a prep that will never expire. First, consider its role in sanitation and hygiene, two of the most critical factors in preventing disease during a crisis. Without access to commercial cleaning supplies, maintaining a sanitary living environment becomes a major challenge. Baking soda is a fantastic abrasive cleaner for scrubbing surfaces, dishes, and pots without harsh chemicals. It can be made into a paste with a little water to create a powerful laundry detergent booster, helping to get clothes cleaner and remove odors when soap is rationed. It also serves as a potent deodorizer, capable of neutralizing smells in your living space, on your clothes, and even on your body when used as a dry shampoo or underarm dusting powder. When toothpaste runs out, a pinch of baking soda on a toothbrush effectively cleans teeth and freshens breath. These applications alone make it immensely valuable when the supply of 20 different consumer products vanishes overnight. The uses extend far beyond simple cleaning. Baking soda is a well-known fire extinguisher for small grease and electrical fires, a crucial safety feature in any home. Medicinally, it can be mixed with water to create a paste that soothes insect bites, stings, and minor skin irritations. A small amount dissolved in water can help relieve heartburn and indigestion, common ailments in a stress-filled environment with a limited diet. When it comes to bartering, the psychology is key. You aren't just trading a box of powder, you are trading solutions. When someone has an infected wound, you can provide baking soda as a mild antiseptic soak. When a family is struggling with the smell of unwashed clothes, you provide the means to deodorize them. Each successful application builds your reputation as a problem solver, a person with knowledge and resources. This social capital can be even more valuable than the item itself. Stockpiling 50 pounds of baking soda in sealed, moisture-proof containers is an investment that provides hundreds of practical solutions for an uncertain future. Point 8. The unbreakable thread. Let's discuss an item that most people associate purely with hygiene, but which transforms into a multi-purpose survival tool when society unravels: dental floss. Its primary function, preventing oral disease, becomes exponentially more important in a world without dentists. A simple toothache or gum infection can escalate into a life-threatening condition when antibiotics and professional care are no longer accessible. A small abscess can lead to sepsis, a painful and often fatal outcome that could have been prevented with basic oral hygiene. In a collapse, preventing problems is the only reliable form of medicine. Dental floss is the #1 tool for preventing the dental emergencies that you will have no way of treating. This preventative medical application alone gives it significant barter value. People will trade valuable resources to avoid the agony and danger of an untreatable dental infection. However, the true genius of stockpiling dental floss lies in its incredible versatility as a high-performance cordage. Most modern dental floss, particularly the unwaxed variety, is made from nylon or Teflon. This means you are holding a spool of incredibly strong, thin, and waterproof synthetic thread. It has a tensile strength that far exceeds that of regular sewing thread, capable of holding several pounds of weight. Unlike natural fibers like cotton, it will not rot, mildew, or degrade when exposed to moisture, making it perfect for outdoor and long-term applications. During the brutal siege of Sarajevo in the Bosnian War, citizens relied on items like dental floss for countless tasks. It was used to suture wounds when medical supplies ran out, stitch together torn clothing and gear, and repair damaged boots. Its thin diameter and high strength made it an ideal material for creating fishing lines or the trigger mechanisms for snares and traps, directly contributing to food acquisition. The economic calculation is what makes it a brilliant prep. A single container of floss, costing just a few dollars, provides 50 to 100 yards of this miracle thread. For an investment of less than $100, you can acquire several thousand yards of high-strength, waterproof, multi-purpose cordage that takes up almost no space and has no expiration date. It's a sewing kit, a fishing kit, a gear repair tool, and a first aid supply all rolled into one compact package. When you approach someone for a trade, the value is instantly recognizable. You don't need to explain the concept of strong string. Anyone who has tried to fix a ripped backpack or a broken shoelace with weak cotton thread will immediately grasp the superiority of what you're offering. It solves an immediate, tangible problem, which is the cornerstone of a valuable barter item. Point 7. The unit of exchange. Alcohol is an obvious bartering asset in any crisis. But simply stocking up on large bottles of liquor is a rookie mistake. The true strategic play is to focus on miniature airplane bottles. The reason is a fundamental principle of economics: divisibility. In a barter economy, one of the biggest challenges is making change. Imagine you have a large 750 ml bottle of vodka that has a trade value equivalent to a week's worth of food. What happens when you only need to acquire one day's worth of food? You can't exactly pour out 1/7 of the bottle. Opening the container compromises its value and introduces the risk of spillage or contamination. This creates a clumsy and difficult negotiation. This is the exact problem that coins solve in a monetary system. Miniature 50 milliliter bottles are the coins of a barter economy. They allow for precise, small-scale transactions without the need to break a larger, more valuable unit. Let's look at the numbers. While you pay a premium per ounce for the smaller bottles, what you are purchasing is not just alcohol, you are purchasing financial flexibility. That premium is the price of divisibility, and in a collapsed economy, it's a price worth paying. Having a stock of 100 small bottles instead of 10 large ones gives you 100 discrete units of trade. You can trade one bottle for a handful of batteries, another for a box of matches, and 2 more for a can of meat. This allows you to engage in multiple, smaller trades, spreading your risk and acquiring a wider variety of goods. It prevents you from having to overpay for a low-value item simply because your only bartering asset is a high-value bottle. This granular control over your purchasing power is a massive strategic advantage. Furthermore, alcohol itself has numerous survival uses that make it inherently valuable beyond its intoxicating effects. High-proof spirits like vodka are effective disinfectants for wounds and medical instruments. They can serve as a potent antiseptic, a pain reliever when taken in small quantities, or a solvent. Alcohol is also an excellent fire starter and can be a social lubricant to ease tense negotiations or build morale. Because it doesn't expire and requires no special storage conditions, it is a stable store of value. People in a high-stress environment will always desire a means of relaxation or escape, ensuring constant demand. By stocking miniature bottles, you are not just holding a commodity, you are holding a functional currency, perfectly divisible for the realities of a post-collapse marketplace. Point 6. The pocket-sized inferno. Fire is a cornerstone of survival. It provides warmth, purifies water, cooks food, and offers security. In a world without functioning utilities, the ability to create fire on demand is not a convenience, it's a lifeline. While there are many ways to start a fire, none are as reliable, efficient, or easy to use as a simple disposable lighter. For the vast majority of the population who have never practiced friction fire methods like a bow drill or spent time trying to strike a spark in damp conditions, a lighter is the only realistic option. This is why the common disposable lighter transforms from a $2 convenience store item into a piece of high-value, life-sustaining technology during a collapse. The value proposition is rooted in its efficiency and accessibility. A standard Bic lighter stored properly can produce thousands of flames before its fuel is exhausted. It requires no skill, no practice, and very little physical effort. It works in windy and damp conditions where matches would fail instantly. When someone is cold, hungry, and facing the prospect of drinking unsafe water, the ability to instantly create a flame is worth far more than its pocket change cost today. They will gladly trade a significant amount of food, supplies, or manual labor for the certainty that a lighter provides. The space-to-value ratio is simply off the charts. A shoebox containing 100 lighters can be purchased for a couple $100s. That same shoebox represents the power to start thousands of fires, potentially securing the warmth and health of dozens of people for months. One of the most significant advantages of disposable lighters as a barter asset is their incredible shelf life. Unlike batteries that slowly lose their charge or canned food that eventually expires, a lighter does not degrade over time if stored correctly. The butane fuel is sealed, and the flint mechanism is stable. A lighter purchased today and kept in a dry, cool place will function perfectly 20 years from now. This makes them a superior long-term store of value compared to many other common preps. When winter sets in and people are desperate for a way to light their makeshift stoves or fireplaces, a single lighter can become a powerful bargaining chip traded for resources that are far more bulky and difficult to store, such as firewood or blankets. You are essentially trading a small, cheap, and durable item for larger, consumable, and more immediate necessities. It is one of the most asymmetric trades you can make in a survival scenario. Point 5. The universal solution. In a world where manufacturing has ceased and supply chains have vanished, the concept of replacement parts becomes a distant memory. Everything must be repaired, patched, and held together by any means necessary. In this environment, one item reigns supreme as the ultimate tool for improvisation and repair: duct tape. Its legendary versatility is no joke. It becomes one of the most valuable commodities imaginable when things fall apart. Historical accounts from crises like the Bosnian War confirm that rolls of duct tape were treated like currency, traded for food and other essentials. Its value comes from its ability to solve an almost infinite number of problems with no special skills required. Consider the sheer breadth of its applications in a grid-down scenario. It can patch a leak in a roof or a tent, providing critical shelter from the elements. It can be used to repair a split seam on a boot, keeping feet dry and preventing blisters and infection. A broken window can be sealed against the wind and rain, preserving heat within a dwelling. Containers can be waterproofed, and tools with broken handles can be wrapped and made functional again. It can even be used for makeshift first aid, such as creating a sling, securing a splint to a broken limb, or fashioning a butterfly bandage to close a wound. Every one of these repairs solves a problem that could otherwise spiral into a much larger, more dangerous issue. Duct tape is the glue that holds a collapsing world together. The barter psychology is flawless. There is no learning curve and no need to convince someone of its value. The moment you show someone a roll of duct tape, they will instantly visualize a dozen problems they can solve with it. This immediate, universal recognition makes it a perfect medium of exchange. A single roll that costs a few dollars today could easily be traded for a day's wages or a significant quantity of supplies, because the person receiving it knows they will extract immense utility from every single inch. Like many of the best barter items, its value is amplified by the fragility of its own supply chain. Duct tape is a product of complex industrial manufacturing. When the factories shut down, the existing supply is all there is. By investing a small amount of money in a case of high-quality duct tape and storing it in a dry location, you are holding a tangible, non-inflating asset that represents a solution to 1,000 unforeseen emergencies. Point 4. The versatile filter. An item as mundane as a coffee filter seems entirely out of place on a list of high-value survival assets, yet its utility extends far beyond the kitchen counter. In a crisis, this simple paper product becomes a multi-purpose tool with applications in water safety, first aid, and food preparation. A package containing hundreds of filters costs very little and takes up minimal space, representing one of the most efficient investments in preparedness you can make. While its most obvious use is for making coffee, a commodity that has historically retained immense value and served as a bartering good for centuries, its other functions are what truly elevate its status. When societal systems break down, the ability to perform simple, critical tasks becomes paramount, and the coffee filter proves its worth time and again. Its most critical secondary function is as a pre-filter for water purification. In any scenario involving a contaminated water supply, removing sediment, debris, and other particulates is the essential first step before boiling or using chemical treatments like bleach or iodine. Running murky water through a coffee filter will not make it safe to drink on its own, but it will significantly clarify it. This process makes subsequent purification methods more effective and extends the life of more sophisticated filtration systems, like a Sawyer squeeze or Life Straw, by preventing them from clogging prematurely. In a situation where your primary water filter fails, a coffee filter combined with a chemical treatment could be the only thing standing between you and a waterborne illness. This single function makes a stack of filters an indispensable component of any water security plan. Beyond water, coffee filters have numerous other applications. They can serve as makeshift face masks to protect against dust, smoke, or other airborne particulates during an environmental hazard. They are perfect for portioning and storing dry goods like rice, beans, or seeds, keeping them organized and protected from pests. When used to sprout seeds, they can provide a source of fresh greens. They also make excellent tinder for starting fires, especially when combined with wax or petroleum jelly. Because they are lint-free, they can be used to clean glass surfaces like reading glasses or gun optics without leaving streaks. They can even be used as a disposable bowl or plate in a pinch. The value proposition is clear. For a negligible investment, you acquire thousands of single-use, multifunction tools. They are lightweight, stack flat, and have an indefinite shelf life, making them an ideal item to stockpile in bulk. While others are focused on complex gear, this humble kitchen staple provides practical solutions to a dozen different survival problems. Point 3. The inevitable commodity. Human nature does not get suspended during a crisis. This is a fundamental truth that many preppers overlook. The recent economic collapse in Venezuela provides a stark, real-world case study. As the country's currency became worthless and supply chains disintegrated, a pack of brand-name condoms soared to over $70, while the monthly minimum wage was less than $5. This was not a market anomaly, it was the raw mathematics of supply and demand for a non-negotiable product. In any long-term societal downturn, where the prospect of bringing a child into an unstable world is unthinkable for many, contraception becomes a critical need, not a want. The factories that produce these goods will shut down, and imports will cease, making the existing supply incredibly valuable. The value of condoms in a collapse scenario is twofold. The first is their intended purpose. Access to reliable family planning will be a top priority for a huge portion of the population. The psychological and economic burden of an unplanned pregnancy in a world without functioning hospitals or a stable food supply would be catastrophic. People will trade valuable goods, food, fuel, medicine, to prevent that outcome. This creates an immediate and sustained demand that makes condoms a reliable and powerful bartering item. Stockpiling them is not about profiting from desperation. It's about recognizing a fundamental human need that will persist regardless of the economic climate and holding an asset that can be traded for other essential items your family requires. The second, less obvious function is their use as emergency water containers. A standard, non-lubricated condom is made of durable, flexible latex and can hold approximately 1 liter of water. While not ideal for long-term storage, they are perfect for transporting water from a source back to your camp or home. They are lightweight, take up virtually no space, and can be easily carried in a pocket. In a situation where you've lost or damaged your primary canteen, a condom could be a life-saving tool. For this purpose, it is crucial to stock non-lubricated and non-spermicidal versions to avoid contaminating the water. The investment is minimal. A large box of 100 condoms can be purchased for a modest price and occupies less space than a book. In return, you hold 100 discrete, high-value barter units that address a critical health need and serve a secondary survival function. It's a strategic investment in a commodity that is guaranteed to be in demand. Point 2. The key to canned goods. In the world of prepping, canned food is king. It's shelf-stable for years, relatively inexpensive, and provides ready-to-eat nutrition. People stockpile hundreds, sometimes thousands of cans in their basements and pantries, creating a robust food supply. However, they often make a critical and potentially fatal oversight. They forget that every one of those cans is a locked metal box. In a long-term power outage, the electric can opener on the counter becomes a useless paperweight. The key to unlocking that entire food supply is a simple, robust, manual can opener. When the grid goes down and stores are shuttered, this humble kitchen utensil becomes one of the most valuable tools a person can possess. The logic is brutally simple. A person can have a year's worth of food stored away, but if they cannot open the cans, they will starve. While it's possible to open a can with a knife or by grinding it on concrete, these methods are inefficient, dangerous, and result in sharp, contaminated edges and wasted food. A quality manual can opener, like a P38 or a swing-away style, is the only reliable and safe method. The problem is that most people own only one, if they own one at all, and they assume they can always buy another. This assumption is a fatal flaw in their planning. When the crisis hits, there will be no stores to buy from. The existing manual can openers will be all there are. This creates an incredible opportunity for barter. A good quality manual can opener can be bought today for under $10. By investing a small amount in 10 or 20 of them, you are holding the keys to countless other people's food preps. Imagine this scenario. A neighbor comes to you desperate, with a case of canned stew but no way to open it. They will gladly trade you several of those cans in exchange for the tool that makes the rest of their supply accessible. You have just turned a $10 investment into a significant amount of food. Better yet, the can opener is a durable, reusable tool. You can trade it, or another one from your stock, again the next day. Unlike food, which is consumed, or batteries, which are depleted, a can opener provides continuous value. It's a simple, low-cost, space-efficient item that gives you leverage over one of the most common and vital preparedness resources. Point 1. The power of asymmetric value. The core principle behind surviving and thriving in an economic collapse is not just about having supplies, it's about having the right supplies. The common prepper mindset focuses on bulk commodities: rice, beans, ammunition, and water. While essential for personal survival, these items are poor for bartering. When everyone has the same goods to trade, their value plummets. If 50 people show up at a makeshift market and 45 of them are trying to trade canned beans, the person with the beans has no leverage. But if a 46th person arrives offering a solution to a problem that no one else considered, like medicine droppers for water purification or dental floss for gear repair, they instantly control the market for that niche. This is the power of asymmetric value. Owning the one thing that everyone needs but nobody thought to stockpile. The strategy is to focus on small, cheap, overlooked items with a high utility-to-cost ratio. Think about space and divisibility. A 50-pound bag of rice is bulky, hard to transport, and represents a single, large transaction. A shoebox containing 50 disposable lighters, on the other hand, is light, portable, and represents 50 separate transactions. It gives you optionality. You can trade one lighter for a small item you need today without liquidating a major asset. This flexibility is far more valuable than sheer bulk. The individuals who successfully navigated collapses like those in Argentina or Venezuela were not necessarily the ones with the most food stored away. They were the ones who were agile, holding small, divisible, and universally needed items that served as a practical currency: soap, alcohol, lighters, and other simple goods whose supply chains had vanished. This approach requires you to think beyond your own consumption and consider what problems others will face. When the power is out, people need can openers. When sanitation systems fail, they need baking soda for cleaning. When supply chains break, they need duct tape to repair what they can't replace. These weird items beat the obvious ones because their scarcity is not just about a limited supply, it's about a near-total lack of supply combined with a sudden critical need. Your goal is to be the sole supplier of a simple solution. By investing a few $100s today in a diverse portfolio of these overlooked items, you are not just stockpiling goods. You are stockpiling options, leverage, and the means to acquire whatever you might truly need when the time comes. In a world where dollars are worthless, a pocketful of lighters is a far better bank account.